Our average listing, well, right now we're light, but our average listing right now probably is around $4 million.
Okay, so how do
And
you market a $4 million home?
well, interestingly enough, and this is a big secret here, but the higher the higher you go in price, the more likely that the buyer is hiding in plain sight. So what I mean by that is that I don't care if you're in Atlanta or Las Vegas or Cape Cod, it is very rare for a luxury buyer to parachute into a location and just buy a house. Most of the time, they have a connection, friend, relative, or associate of someone who's already there. So we can do all kinds of stuff, and marketing internationally and nationally and regionally and locally. But I could show you, I have a slide that I use in one of my talks where, I have a 2 mile segment of my market. And I've got a $19 million sale, a $10 million sale, five, six, and I show you where the buyers came from in that particular 1 year segment of a 2 mile segment of the market. And the farthest away that a buyer came was 38 miles. Most of them came from a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile and a half. And that's, so the marketing we do, the international marketing, the national marketing, it could generate a buyer, but what it really does, it puts the local buyer, the local affiliated buyer under a greater sense of competition and a feeling and a sense of urgency. Because people in the high end really need that in order to act. Time and time again, we'll have a house for sale. And a buyer will look at it. Typically, the next door neighbor is that's the first person we go to. And they'll say, yeah, that's nice, it's all right, but it needs too much work, it's too much this, I hate this, I don't, whatever. Fun to see it, but good luck with it. But then the second we have an offer on it, they swoop in and buy it. So we sell a lot of our listings to the neighbors. They buy it. This one guy here, he spent in a year probably $30 million buying up his neighbors and tearing them down because he didn't want any neighbors. That's an unusual situation. Typically, that's a one-off. But typically, a buyer will buy a neighboring house for family or just for more privacy, or they can't stand the person or whatever the case may be. So they're hiding in plain sight. Now, maybe in Atlanta or California or Hawaii, wherever, it's not always a neighbor, but it's typically someone who has a connection to the area. Again, wealthy people like to be around people who have similar goals, similar aspirations, similar levels of achievement and accomplishment. And that means they know someone who's already there. So your best marketing is to people who are already there. Long answer, sorry.
Okay. So what do these people do for fun? I mean, are they just all out on their, multi-million-dollar sailboat yachts,
Oh, that's
just
a funny question. Yeah, you know what a lot of them do for fun? They grind realtors for fun. That's their sport. They only do it for fun, and their sport is grinding realtors for everything. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
a lot of them have fun. In my market here, they're golfers, they're boaters, but a lot of them are just business people who just have. I mean, we had one guy. He's not really around much anymore. He's gotten too old, but he just loved the hunt. He loved the chase, and he loved buying the house. Then he would sit there in the summer wearing black pants and a white shirt and a black jacket in the 80-degree sun, like, what do I do now? So then he puts it on the market and buys something else. If they don't know what to do with themselves unless they're working. It's really something else. But they all like to grind us. That's their common thread. So that's why we have to have value. We cannot be seen as toll takers on the Get Your Home Sold highway. We have to bring value, add value, and differentiate ourselves in a valuable way. And that brings us back to where we began our conversation. That's why market preparation expertise is so critically important, because that's one of the biggest values I bring to the table.